Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. Welcome to the Market Update. It's the Hell Yeah edition of the Market Update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. This show is brought to you by tokenmetrics.com. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, then subscribe to this channel and tokenmetrics.com. Right? Turn on the alerts bell so you know when we're going live. Right? And if you like the content, give us a thumbs up, right? Do it, do it, do it. All right, let's welcome everybody on the stream. You know, we have Elijah, Joe, right? Giving me some notorious love. Appreciate that. Okay, Halifax, UK up late at night. We appreciate you. All right. Corona, California, right? Streams on West Coast time for this week. Amsterdam, hello, up late at night. Thank you. MB, welcome to the stream. Okay. Now, one of the things we're going to go over, since you clicked on the title of the video, is all things Solana, right? We have had the call as a company and me as a person. We have had the call on Solana every which way. So if you want to know what's going on in Solana and you think you know how high Solana can go, then you should stay tuned because we're going to tell you about Solana, we're going to tell you about Ethereum, and then Bitcoin, and then we're going to throw ApeCoin in. So absolutely don't go anywhere. And I also will look at Casper because Casper has gone full ballistic and could head for 12 cents. So if you're into Casper, don't go anywhere. Fernando, welcome. Victor, Bubba, hi. We have Idaho in the house, along with Jojo. Okay, welcome to the stream. All right, folks, I'm not playing today. Not playing. How to become a Solana maximalist, right? Not a fundamental Solana maximalist, but a technical analysis Solana maximalist. A freight train that rivals Solana from last year. So hello, Oklahoma, boomer sooner. Okay, you want to talk about the boomer? We're going to put the boomer in this presentation. Brief note, administrative note. Token Metrics customers have received an email to KYC, whitelist, and provide a wallet for something called AstraDAO. It's not Token Metrics owned. It's basically a DAO that we have contributed to, and the DAO rather, will be airdropping, tokens to Token Metrics customers who were customers prior to a certain date. So for customers, the email is real, and you've got until April 7th to get your paperwork in for the airdrop. So check your inbox. Okay, now let's get to Solana. 1, Token Metrics has a momentum following system as a part of its analysis for each of the 6,000 coins on the site, right? This system combines momentum moving averages, right? Other technical analysis and finance math that you would see in a business school textbook. Solana beeped bullish a couple of days ago, right? And we went with it. Now, in the past, when Solana beeps green or anything beeps green, and then you get gratification, that's a sign that the system has picked up on a trend. Occasionally, the system gets faked out, but who cares about that? Because when the system gets it right, the move up is monstrous, particularly in Solana, right? Particularly in Solana. So last time in August of 2021, Solana started up, right? Hit the green and just kept going, right? And that's exactly what's happening in Solana, except I think we're skipping the plateau and go. We're not doing plateau and go. We're just doing go. Seriously, right? Now, there's fundamental catalyst. There's integration with OpenSea. And there's just the idea that this thing is destroyed relative to its all-time high. You look at this chart and be like, how could Solana be down where it is with other things in technology, right? 5% off their all-time high. Okay, now let's talk levels. Solana on the 4-hour chart is probably headed for either 136 or 140, right? So I would look at this chart on the 4-hour chart where there's DeMarc resistance at 140 and at 150. And in my mind, if Solana is below these points, right, even if it's still moving higher, you basically, in my mind, got to take any dip or any pause to get in, right? You know, dips are going to be defined as sideways choppy action unless there's a geopolitical event, okay? So below 140 and below 150, you should get some dips. Now, how well has the Token Metrics AI picked up on Solana? So the blue line is the grade. So you can see the blue line go way up as the grade popped, and Solana became the #1 rated coin, which itself is unusual, right? Because Solana is a big cap. More on that. Stay tuned. So here's how it works. The blue line is the AI-based grade. Boom. The red line is the price. Okay. Boom. Right? It's catching up with the grade. The green lines, although, you know, you may be like, hey, what's that? Those show when the Token Metrics AI and the Token Metrics quant finance math started allocating Solana in a big way towards our daily picks or daily portfolios. What's that? Well, I don't know. It's the coin picks of the day from Token Metrics. And if a coin shows up day after day after day, that's a sign you're on a freight train trend. So no matter how you cut this, no matter how you cut the Solana cake, right, there's all these indicators that it's going to continue going up. Because one thing I did back in Solana when it was at 20, it just kept showing up in our indices or our daily picks, and it showed up day after day after day. And I'm just like, it's going up, 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 and it went to 200. Play it again, Sam. Play it again, right? If you want to get on these moves, you're right here, right here, right here, right here. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, right? We are here to help you and people who have been listening. They are making money. This is the screenshot from tokenmetrics.com showing Solana as the top coin, right? With a market cap of 6. It's the 6th biggest coin. I have never seen a coin this big. Normally stuff like Zilliqa, because Zilliqa was in the top ranking before it 4x'd. Never seen a big cap at the top. So you're like, well, what does that mean? Well, what happens if a big cap starts trading like a small cap, right? What happens if it just moons, right? NASDAQ is 5% off its high, and, Solana is way off its high. So why can't that fix itself like that? Okay, also note that ApeCoin has jumped into the top rankings, which I think is interesting. So if you're into ApeCoin, I've got that later in the video. Don't go anywhere. Now, to just continue to pound the table on Solana, our sort of picks of the day, which we call daily indices, right? We do it by exchange. So if you like KuCoin, you can go to KuCoin, see what we got for today. And that's normally small caps, right? Well, guess what? The small cap exchange that normally picks up on small cap coins is allocating 30% to what coin? Solana. So it's like the Token Metrics system, along with chart work we'll get into, just, Solana ballistic. Seriously. I mean, that's it. It's just a straight Mo trade. So, BitBoy had Cardano and I got Solana, right? I got this. We were on Solana from day one. Now, let's talk about tactical technicals in Solana. This is the daily chart using DeMark work. Now, there is a very spooky secret DeMark price target system. Looks at retracements and targets. So right now we're looking at a key level of 137 on DeMark. And I can validate that with work elsewhere. So if Solana does a weekly close above 137, you may get a move to 150 and one final dip. And then it's a move to what I'm calling, introducing today on this video, the DeMark magnet price. I'll show this clearer, but the DeMark magnet price, okay, from a system that resembles like Fibonacci extension. So how far can something extend? Okay, this shows a magnet price in Solana at 250. So you know what? You want to hear something? You want to laugh and call me a moon boy? Go ahead. Right? I love y'all. You'll know that. But if you're new, the minimum magnet price for Solana is 250. Write that down, timestamp it, April 1. It's not an April Fool's joke. That's where I think Solana can go. Solana above 150 equals 250. Okay, here is a more focused version of the magnet price, which is shown as the blue dotted line in the top right. So there's three levels in Solana, right? 150, okay? So above 137, you go to the next big level of 150 on the weekly. Then there's 194, and then there's 250. Now, the other thing to note in Solana is, you saw on the way up, Solana did 1 through 9, right? 1 through 9, or those in the DeMark work, a certain set of conditions gets counted, right? So when you say those conditions, like, I don't know, the high is higher than the high 2 days ago or 2 weeks ago, depending on the chart, you'll go 1 through 9, and then that 9 is shown big. That's a signal to look for, a couple things. A top if it's in a range, or a pause if it's a trend, okay? So Solana went weekly 1 through 9. 9 weeks up, a little FOMO at the end, down 9 weeks, the exact same price action where it actually made the 9 bottom and then bored you for 9 weeks. In other words, this whole year. And now Solana is going the other way and is at a 2. So how about 7 more weeks of a Solana pump, or of Solana outperforming the market? Right? So any sideways day in Bitcoin, Solana is going to be up 5 to 10%. Period. Especially if it's up above 150. I mean, and at this point, with the way our work looks, I mean, why not just do a God candle and have it all done in a week or in a day? Now, if you want to talk like crazy stuff, which, as you might know, I'm not opposed to, right? This is the hidden pivot work, and I'm showing on a weekly chart. So again, this different method. So DeMark had 137. This work has 136. So I have confirmation that level matters tactically. So on April 1st, right, or even if you're watching this video a week or two later, if Solana is up, right, but dips and is holding on 136, 195 is next. And frankly, if 195 gets taken out, or in my mind, if 136 acts as support, you can discuss 315 as an ultimate, like, intermediate multi-month target for Solana. So everyone's going to do a video today that says Solana 200. Well, we already did that video, right? Please go back and watch it. Now, when everyone's doing Solana 200, we're going to do Solana 315. Are we crazy? Only the crazy ideas work in crypto, people, period. Now, is there any other justification for that so I don't sound like a complete moon boy. So here is Solana on a monthly chart. Now, if you look at the red numbers, right, there's a red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So looking at a big picture, Solana went up. That was the first part of the trend. And then Solana went down. Okay, that could have been the pause. And then one way to interpret this DeMark work is that you could have 8 more positive up months. So 1 through 9 is called setup. And then there's a pause. And then there's 1 through 13. That's called countdown. Now, this is not a perfect countdown look, but I can draw something. I have something that says, hey, you know, sell in May and go away is out there, but you could have multiple months, right? Up to 8 months of positive action in Solana. Is that crazy? Maybe. But if layer ones and Web3, I mean, I am here at NFT Los Angeles. The conference gets done yesterday. And nobody can say anything out here without saying the word Web3. Token Metrics tried to push Web3 to, you know, the legacy media this time last year, right? Now, and of course, nobody would talk to us, which is how you knew you were supposed to get mega long Web3. Now, everyone's talking about Web3 now, so everyone gets it. That's good, I think, because it hasn't been traded yet, right? If Web3 was at its high, I'd be like, if everyone's talking about Web3 at, you know, FOMO LA conference, and no. But this thing is down. And everyone's talking about Web3, but no one's long. No one's long. You want to know how many times I talked about Ethereum at this conference? Once. And that was with one of my own internal guys. Nobody here wants to talk about the market. So the market has to go up until they talk about it, starting with Solana. Now, moving over to Bitcoin. Didn't forget about Bitcoin. On-chain data, which we brought up yesterday. So there was all this FUD, right, from another on-chain service that had legit work that showed, you know, dormant wallets moving money around, moving Bitcoin around, and how that in the past has created a top. Glassnode, however, has a accumulation trend score, and the purple lines in the bottom right-hand corner indicate that that's smart money accumulation. That's heavy Bitcoin accumulation. So the colored lines near the bottom of the range reflected apathy, lack of demand, no one's interested, it's a range, it's a bear market, blah, 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 blah. Now it's going purple. So Bitcoin seems okay. All Bitcoin has to do is be stable or go up in order for all of these other coins that are underappreciated to keep moving, right? Yesterday, we noted on a complex graph that this orange line means that the percentage of people in profit in Bitcoin, right, is rising. So if there's a geopolitical event over the weekend, I mean, the Russians tried to scare everybody last night with not accepting rubles, only accepting rubles for gas. How long did that last? The market traded like shit on the last day of March, right? It looks like it was going to go to zero. I'm sitting here looking at my phone going, oh my God. Even I said, oh my God, right? And what happens when you say, oh my God? Boom, right? Fear equals up. Go to bed like, wake up and like, whoa, okay? The percentage of people in profit is up. So they got cushion. It goes down, it goes red, so what? Buy on red. Remember this from other streams? Okay, Bitcoin 4-hour chart. Talked about support at 44,200. Now, you know, everything's not perfect, but when you start to see levels on DeMark charts holding to the number, and then Bitcoin turns around and rips, when you start seeing momentum-based systems, using AI and other things start pointing, right? So support holds to the tick, and then it's off to the races, right? That means algos are in buying, right? The big boys who want to hodl for weeks and months are in. ETH, same thing. We talked about a 4-wave dip. So the move to 3450 was the 3-wave. This is a 4-hour chart. Then it comes down and dips to 3200, right? Scares everybody. And then, boom, 3500 next, right? I mean, I have no idea why anybody would sell ETH. I keep telling everybody that, resistance is relevant, but it's not as relevant as finding support, right? This is I think this came out of my mouth for an hour and a half yesterday. Find support, get a dip, not investment advice, but buy it, put a stop in, and, your attitude or my attitude is, carry me out. I'm buying dips, come get me. Now, again, over the weekend, we may be looking at, war-based, booga, whatever. Bring all of that, right? Solana goes above 136 and then above 150, it's gone. And Solana could be a one-coin market. So the market could sit still while Solana just goes. Because I'm sure at this point, people are too scared to buy it, right? One reason people are too scared to buy it is altcoins in general are at some measure of resistance at 800 billion, okay? So if total altcoin market cap can get over this 800, 805, billion dollar range, then altcoins can go with it. If not, it could be just the two musketeers, which was in a recent newsletter, which is Solana and ETH. Now, I do think AVAX and Phantom are going with it because, I've been blowing up about this. Institutional money is coming to DeFi. Institutions are going to do DeFi, and retail has to get involved in crypto to get capital appreciation. Retail doesn't care about 4.5%. Retail needs 20% because that's the rate of inflation. So institutions will go to DeFi, get 5-7%. Retail gets pushed out of DeFi and into risk assets. This has happened before, right? It happened in legacy when interest rates went down. People are like, all right, well, I can't do bonds anymore, so I got to go to stocks. And now it's like, all right, well, the big boys are in DeFi, right? The yield's 5%. F that. I gotta be long. If you're not long, you're short. Okay, ApeCoin. I've been following this, right? It continues to chop. Our Token Metrics AI is picking it up. And it's interesting with the AI. When it picks up something that goes sideways, it can be worth noting. I mean, this is what Synthetics did, which is our original pick when we first opened the site. So if ApeCoin gets above 1350, ApeCoin's got upside. How much upside? I don't know. It's got a nice market cap. But I can tell you right now, from the NFT Los Angeles conference, here's the alpha. The little guy innovated in NFTs, and the big guy is going to win. So what's the big guy? That's Suzuki, that's Bored Ape, and it's going to be like Warner Brothers, right? They had an exhibit here with every Batmobile and every Batman suit from every Batman movie. So they could get you into trading cards that had QR codes for an NFT. And I thought when they had a Batman collection come out, I absolutely FOMO'd into that. I actually got one. It sold out in like 5 minutes. And I walked out of there and I'm like, oh my God. Like, what happens if Warner Brothers gets everybody collecting Batman cards and comics to start doing NFTs? What happens if Marvel follows? What happens if Gucci creates a DAO to have people vote on what their collections should look like and what designers and artists they should use? You may be playing NFTs in the stock market based on what big companies do to get involved in that. Little guy innovates, big guy wins. And if that theme's right, you should be able to track it with ApeCoin. All right. STEPN, another coin that's been mooning hard. Instead of play to earn, it's exercise to earn. Our fundamental guys have been all over this. As a matter of fact, the original analyst at Token Metrics, so person number one to work with Ian Bellina, who helped find helium, found this. And we have been telling our customers all about this, about buying sneaker NFTs, I don't know, for anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, and then earning up to like crazy amounts, like, anywhere from $200 to $600 a day to walk for 45 minutes, right? That's not the entire story. Our fundamental guys have it, but at Token Metrics, it's TA, it's AI, it's human research, etc. Zilliqa, which is something we were on about yesterday's video, has resistance around 21 cents. Zilliqa just came out with Metaverse as a Service, MAAS, like software as a service, but Metaverse as a service. Now, the other thing I can tell you from NFT Los Angeles is that the Metaverse land rush, the developers that are coming into it, I actually talked to some anonymous guy last night who was in special operations who, by chance, is going to be doing NFTs for the NHL Players Association. So little guy wins, big guy comes in and hires the dev for the NFTs, for the Metaverse. I met the guy that made the Metaverse for Near, okay? He went to college with one of our senior officers. I mean, this idea of the Metaverse going corporate, right, or the Metaverse going big, as in big players coming in, is an eventuality. And that, friends, is the market update. All right, hopefully the chat is on fire. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, we have Cosmos. People are like, why is Cosmos not moving? That's because people don't get how important layer 0 is to the metaverse. Okay, and Near as well. So, and then we got our Arweave guy is here. Welcome. Avalanche Roadmap. Okay, there's a teacup and handle. Bill, is Gala ever going to rip? Well, Gala is an expensive coin. Okay, so we will check that out and we will stream it until we can't stream it anymore. Okay, Avalanche. Okay, all our friends are here. Steve J reminding you to what? Hit the like button. Okay, we're going for 1,000 likes. 1,000. Okay. Okay, we have audio, and people are asking me if they should FOMO in. Okay, ex-Goldman guy on the stream, welcome. All right, now let's just get busy. Let's just get busy. Like I said, we are going to get busy. Okay, I'm going to get asked about Casper. All right, this is Casper on an 8-hour chart. All right, Casper has a resistance point at 10 cents. We talked about this yesterday in our private group. Okay, so there's been a lot of people suffering in Casper for a long time. Now, this could be a mega momentum trade if Casper gets above 10 cents, okay? Because Casper has been so destroyed, right? So destroyed, and it took out what I would call the previous fourth. So if Casper stays above like the 10 cents to 9.5 cents range, Casper's got upside to 12 cents. Okay. Now, sometimes, these moves, they get a little bit overextended. Bag holders get out, but you have to keep in mind the entire 2022 give up trade, or at least, the February-March give up trade has been unwound. So that could mean Casper at 12 cents. It's got more work to do, but, I told people about this. If you were hodling this, you might as well just hold it. So, if you need to get out for tax loss purposes, okay, I get that. But if you believe in this and it's closing above 10 cents, you're in business. Now, if it's not closing above 10 cents, right, if it turns around and comes off, then you're going to have a dip or it's just a trading rally. We'll check that out and see. Okay, let's get over to layer one, okay, which has become Solana Central. All right. Cosmos on a 4-hour chart. All right. Cosmos is getting above resistance at 29.15. Right. If Cosmos stays above 29.15, I show the upside target using DeMark work at 33.82. So if Bitcoin sits still, or if Bitcoin leads a big rally next week, right, I think all of this stuff that has underperformed, that is high quality, is going to go with it. It's as simple as that, right? Okay, so here's the Avalanche roadmap. Now, obviously, there's resistance around 98 to 100. Okay, we know that. But in Avalanche, there's this teacup and handle formation. Now, with teacup and handle formations, they're annoying. They're extremely annoying. They're annoying, right? But Avalanche is holding above support at 95. So, to cut to the chase, I think Avalanche is going to 108. Then after Avalanche goes to 108, then you reevaluate. Okay? DeFi perp, just gangbusters. Just gangbusters, man. Institutions are coming. It's that simple, right? And if these guys like Aave have changed their tokenomics, forget about it. It's going. Boom. From 8,300 to 12K, it's taken out the black line, which is the 200-day moving average. I'm not even going to repeat myself. Okay? Chainlink. Okay, Chainlink is above the 50-day moving average or 55-day exponential moving average. As you can see, there was a dip down there last night. Chainlink traded terrible, right? And Chainlink's back. So it went up, they sold it. It went down, they bought it. Sellers are out of ammo. The upside target in Chainlink, as far as I'm concerned, is 20. Okay, if it goes below, say 1590 or 1580, well, you can put your stop down there. Okay, Luna, while we're at it. Okay, we talked about Luna. As usual, it was difficult, right? Crypto is a total pain in the ass. Okay, we had a support point at 103. Naturally, it has to come down, stop everybody out. And now I think if Luna goes above 109, you could be looking at 140, right? I don't think this is the best play in crypto. It was, right? Like the stablecoin play is okay. Capital appreciation, in my mind, is better. It's just better. Okay, let's check out Near. Okay, so Near, we discussed this. We had support at 1250, right? It gets close to that. Actually, we had support at 1225, my mistake. It got to 1245 and then just turns around and goes up. Okay, big picture in Near, this is an accumulation cone in red. Okay, this red line is an accumulation cone, and all these moving averages point up. They just point up. So if Solana goes ballistic, Near's going to go with it. Near's got a metaverse, right? Every transaction on Near creates its own blockchain. That is amazing if that's true. So Near has got like layer 1 properties, layer 0 properties, and it's a question of time before people just wake up and trade it. It's like, hey, let's trade it. Everyone's bearish. No one's paying attention to the market. Okay, let's go. LFG, NFA, boom. right? Okay, Rune. Okay, so Rune is a monster. Okay, we got to go to an 8-hour chart probably to see what they're doing. Okay. Now, Rune made a new high. Stochastics didn't confirm it, and no one cares. No one cares, right? I mean, if Rune takes out 1257, I'm not going to get in front of Rune. Now, Megan asked a question yesterday, loyal person on the stream. So if she watches the video, she's like, you know, can Rune go to 100? And I was like, well, Rune can go up. So I was kind of roundabout because we got this idea from reading research from a guy named Red Phone Crypto. And then we looked into Rune, and his idea was if they get 1% of all the Bitcoin and 1% of all the Ethereum in the world, at the time the research was published, when Rune was at like 4 or 3, his thesis is 100x. Not investment advice, you know, do your own research. Rune has technology execution risk because that's why it's been down, but it's cross-chain DeFi. And if they get it together, it's not a $12 coin. Let's put it that way. It's not a $12 coin. Trading it has been as simple as wait for a pause and then get involved. So if that continues, carry on in Rune. Okay. KDA, I know there's burning KDA questions out there. Okay, let me see if I can get a better history. Okay. So here's KDA. Let's go to a short-term chart for this. Okay, and let's start drawing stuff. Because this actually looks more bullish to me than you might think. Okay, so I'll go to a 4-hour chart on this. All right, and here's how I'm going to draw it. Okay, so all right, so if KDA is above 655, it's going to 682. The ultimate destination for KDA is probably 744 if we're in a bullish altcoin phase. So if you're looking to trade on this, you've got decent support right below the market where the market was, I don't know, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. So, you know, this KDA looks like it can go to either 680 or 744, right? Certainly the recent high at 720 can get challenged, right? If KDA has any metaverse angles, people may start getting involved in some of these coins in advance of NFT New York, right? Remember how I talked about this? This was by the rumor, by the pre-conference, and as soon as the conference ended, what happened? The market dumped. So you got to pay attention to when the conferences are, right? Like Bitcoin Miami is coming up. How much FOMO do you think they're going to create headed into Bitcoin Miami with Michael Saylor on the stage? Think about it. Okay, so I think that takes care of the immediate requests. Can we look at the tortoise trader trap, otherwise known as Polkadot? Okay, so layer 0, completely unappreciated. And now we got to figure out what we want to do in Polkadot. Right, so we talked about Polkadot being a buy at 20, right? And it went to 23, and everybody thought everything was all right, and then they dropped it again. right? This is what they do. This is what bull markets do. Okay, I'm okay. I'm bored to death. Okay, it's going to rally. Oh, it rallies. Oh, shit, they dropped it. Now I'm so depressed. I can't deal with it. I felt better when I was bored. Then I was excited and then disappointed. That sounds like a recipe for people giving up. See absolutely no reason to give up on Polkadot if it's trading above 20. Now, if you look at the daily chart, this is textbook, right? You know, you get 1 through 9. That's the setup phase. A certain set of conditions gets counted. When it gets counted for the 9th time, you get a counter trend rally. That was yesterday, last day of March. Then you should see bulls coming back in, which you do on April 1st. And then if that holds, you should see, a set of conditions or a trend where the conditions get counted from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 13. So why give up on Polkadot? Well, because Polkadot is depressing, annoying, and messes with your emotions. Exactly. That's what Solana did right before it moved. Now, I don't think Polkadot's going to go Solana, but Polkadot at 20 or 21 seems, cheap to me. Steve Conway says, Bill is sick of looking at Gala. No, I'm definitely not sick of looking at Gala. All right. One thing you have to realize in Gala is that it's just expensive, right? I mean, it's got a big valuation. The gaming theme is good because people are going to play and earn, and they're going to get paid to add to the network, right? That's the whole thesis behind all of these gaming coins. But again, when you're sick of it, when you're over it, what happens? That's when you get something good. So Gala goes 1 through 9, right? Does this, multiple spikes, right? Everybody sells because they're bag holders, because it's expensive, whatever. And then it goes down, and then the bulls come back in, right? And if the bulls maintain control over the weekend war FUD, then, this thing can go back up to 28 cents because that's where the resistance was. Period. Okay. All right. The Arweave army is here. They have stayed. Thank you. Okay. Let's get busy on Arweave. All right. Same thing, right? It's 4-hour chart. You get this 5-wave top. Everything comes off. That A means the correction could be done. And then now you've probably got, 20 more hours of upside, which means Arweave has a shot at 44. So if you have altcoin FOMO, it's reasonable to expect 44 in Arweave, right? Again, okay, how many days did they try to sell this thing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. They sold it 4 days in a row, right? And I understand that. I mean, this thing got killed. Then it went from 24 to 42. All right, that's some real money. People go, okay, I'm done, and then buyers come back in. I've seen guys talking about NFTs like Azuki. Like, this is not related to Arweave, but Azuki did this monster airdrop, like just huge. Guys making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Read somebody respectable on Twitter that says, you know what? Everyone's going to sell and take the money, and 6 months from now, they're going to regret it. I think this is going on all across crypto. People are like, oh, God, it's a rally. Thank God I can get out. Now, risk management is one thing. You need to be sane. Even if you need to take the loss and it sucks and it goes back up, you can always get back in, right? Because you're sane, even though it's disappointing. But I think you're going to have seller's remorse in some of these coins, right? All right, so Aiden wants to talk about NEAR. I covered NEAR. NEAR is probably got a lot more upside, right? 17 or 20. Okay, Alpha. Oh my God, a God candle in Alpha. You have any idea how long I suffered personally with this coin? So when this coin goes, it goes. So this is going to be a 9 top on the daily, right? Let me see if I can get a level. Okay, let's go to the weekly chart. Okay, so, just in case, just in case you thought there was no hope, okay, Alpha turns around, right, and could go back to $1.21 because I'm not sure where the resistance is. Let me see if I can get something that looks like resistance. Okay, so here it is. So in Alpha, the key level is 69 cents. So if Alpha gets above 69 cents, it can probably go back to 121. So that's like the tactical navigation on Alpha, right? Above 69 cents. And I'm actually going to save this, right? Because I know people have just suffered mightily. Now, Alpha is a launch pad. They were developing the ability to perhaps be long and short NFTs. So as this thing innovates, the stakers of Alpha get paid in the airdrops of coins that, the incubator or the launch pad makes. So, yeah, I mean, leveraged yield farmers, which is also something you do on Alpha, crush the token, right? Get everybody out, and then the news pops. So the only way to really use this, not investment advice, if you're going to do it, is to stake it. Now, that's really annoying because, who's got money to say, oh, well, I'll just stake it and, it might go to zero, but 5 years from now, it'll be higher. Who does that? So people suffer, right? And it's got to get above 69 cents. Okay. Okay. I did not hear Panda. I did not hear anything about that coin at the conference. Okay. Can we check out TLM? Okay, so again, all these altcoins on a weekly chart have a very similar look, right? It goes down, it makes a 9 bottom, it torches everyone, it starts the countdown phase, it fails. I don't know. The next resistance maybe is at, it's maybe at 49. Okay, not getting anything there. Okay, so like I said, right, you get these huge candles, right? It goes 1 through 9, right? And then it pauses, right? And then it starts to count down, right? So 1 through 9 is the trend. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now if you go to Token Metrics, right, you can have your DeMark work, but if you check your Token Metrics, right, and you go to TLM, okay, Alien Worlds, okay, this can be tough to fit on the screen. But I'm seeing the bullish signal was, I don't know, 8 days ago. It was 8 days ago. Whoops. It was 8 days ago. Sorry. Okay. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Okay. Patricia wants to look at Poly. Interesting. Let's take a look at Poly. Okay. Polymath has changed to Polymesh. This is a security token play that I think is actually very interesting, right? they have staking rewards for the new token Polymash. So I understand Polymesh rather. So Polymath bridges to Polymesh. We learned about this from a huge whale in Austin, Texas. Polymath looks like it's on a 9 and it's probably got 4 or 5 more up days. So bigger picture on a weekly, right? Again, you know, it's the third of 9 up weeks, most likely. So, you know, once these things get going, you can get temporary tops. So if you go to a 4-hour chart, I kind of like that. Someone's talking about the roadmap, right? It's interesting. This is exactly what we're doing. We're giving you the tactical, and then we're giving you the roadmap. So, you know, there's a 13 top, it comes off, and then it comes back. The key will be to take out 54 cents, right? If it takes out 54 cents, it's basically saying that the mark top signal tactically is no good, which if you're a trend trader, that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to see, oh, here's a short-term bearish signal. Oh, and it doesn't work. That is information. That means you go to your token metrics and get on the Mo tools, right? When we were in the range, it was, you know, the mark top signal down, the mark bottom signal up for 9 weeks. Okay. Now things are changing. So Polymath has been a heartbreaker, but if they have security token applications in a world where all of Chinese commercial real estate is insolvent, somebody may get the idea of tokenizing, right? You know, doing security tokens. You know, people think that's like the next generation narrative. It may not be. It may not be. All right, let's go see what else we got in the chat. Okay, somebody wants to see the token metrics grade on AVAX. So I'm happy to help, but just keep in mind, right? Token Metrics is a subscription site. So I will help you out with AVAX because I think AVAX is going up. So, you know, it's 82 on the daily chart, on the daily grade. It's 85 on the weekly grade. So as these things start to get that rally going, the grade can move. Now, the best ones are the grade moves before the moon. So AVAX has come back. So I do think Avalanche has got a lot of potential. Now, the thing you want to confirm is you want to look at the visual trends indicator, okay, to see what's going on with Avalanche, okay? So you've gotten all these false signals lately. Some of the work that we've done in Bitcoin says, you know, you get 4 false signals, right? That's the range. That's everyone getting depressed, right? But after that, that's where it smokes to the upside when you get that one green signal. So you've got the green signal in Avalanche, right? And that's a signal that, you know, Avalanche can go higher, period, right? And we covered it earlier with, you know, different kinds of TA, okay? San Diego in the house, welcome, okay? Okay, someone asking for BNC. Okay, so a 4-hour chart, not a lot to work with. Okay, because of the extent of this moonshot. But all right, so how do you know this trend's going to continue? Well, first of all, the low has to be in now. So this is midday on the 31st. I'm sorry, midday on the 1st. Okay, if you see BNC take out 139, then that's evidence that this trend has got more legs. Okay, if BNC starts coming off, then we're going to have to recompute. Let's just see what a weekly chart on this looks like. Okay, so this is one of these coins that came out and was completely hammered. The other thing I like doing on these charts, so just remember the 139 level. And let's try the fib speed resistance fan, which is kind of a hybrid between fib work and GAN work in terms of how I use it. Okay. It's very useful in finding bottoms, or it's useful in finding new trends that come off bottoms. So I would say that, if 125 is support, you can expect this thing to be able to turn higher, right? It looks like the give up trade started at 189. So if the give up trade started at 189, let me label this BNC daily. Okay. And by the way, while I'm typing, I know y'all are just hammering on that like button, right? So if it's above 125, you can see 189. Or if it's above 125 and it stops today, you could see 136. Okay. Kevin Stone, SNX. Man, do I like my DeFi 1.0. It's the box of Twinkies under the bed, man. I'm telling you. All right. God candle today. All right. Probably got 4 more hours of this, right? Of God candle. All right. Let's look at the daily chart. Forget about it, right? You probably got, I don't know, you got 3 to 4 more days of this, right? Not necessarily God candle, but the DeMark work shows that, we're either at a, we're at a 6 on the 1 through 9 scale, or we're at an 8 on the 1 through 13 scale. Okay. Now, I mean, you're probably going to have to go to the weekly, okay, and just see some super scary action, right? I mean, it's overbought, right? It's a God candle, right? Well, wrong, right? It's synthetics waking up. It's synthetics waking up. So, I mean, synthetics took out a key point at 685, and I'm hard pressed to find what stops this. I mean, you can say, all right, Bill, well, nothing goes straight up. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Nothing does go straight up. But, if it's like a crazy moonshot in terms of coming off the lows. In other words, who owns DeFi 1.0? Nobody. Everyone hates it. The tokenomics are wrong, whatever. I mean, that's the story, right? But the new story is that institutions are coming in and they don't care. They are getting involved, right? I mean, if you want to be insane in synthetics, right, on a weekly chart, I'm showing upside targets of 1328, right? And the DeMark magnet price, which we talked about earlier, right? A way of doing price targets is at 25. And that's not that ridiculous because that's a DeMark resistance point. So, 13, 19. I mean, this has probably got 5 more weeks. You gonna like fade this? No. All right, Matic. Okay, layer 2s are going to come back. Layer 2s and layer 0s are going to wake up. They're going to wake up, right? They may not wake up today, but, again, 9 bottom, right? It goes up, right? And then the next week, this week, it goes down and then comes back. And everybody in Matic is disappointed because it didn't participate in the rally, right? Everyone is like, oh, my coin didn't act like Solana, therefore I'm upset. No. Okay, 245 possible in Matic. That's on a weekly basis. Looking at a 4-hour chart, again, all right, same type of deal, right? There's the 13 top, right? There's everybody getting out. DeMark support at 158, which held, way back in March 25th. Everybody gets out, everybody back in again, right? Everybody in, everybody out, everybody back in again. It's a new formation. Okay? It's a new formation. Now, SHIB. And I talked to somebody last night. This guy's a hardcore individual. And this guy was like giving props to people doing meme coins like Doge for creating new forms of money. And this guy was hardcore, right? He had no use for the LA, plastic NFT hopium crowd. He was like, I want to do something real. And then he said Doge. I was like, wow. Okay. So now I'm looking at Sheeb and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Should we be looking at this stuff like it's money? On the 4-hour chart, there's like 27.96 getting rid of the zeros. I mean, could this wake up? I mean, I know there's a lot of people who, there's a lot of hopium in these meme stocks, right? But look at this, right? 9 top, huge, wild, counter trend rally, right? Like the countdown starts and then they hammer it, but support at 25.26 holds after they went below it. I mean, who could have traded this? This shook everyone out. And what happens when they shake everyone out? It goes up. So, I mean, if you have Sheeb and you want to be bullish Sheeb, normally I'm not a meme coin guy, but, this guy last night was like former special operations and a dev. So as in this, coding and from the military, this. So I had I had mad respect for this guy. I was like, wow. Right. So, I'm looking at Doge and I'm like, okay. Should I be looking at this now? Should I be looking at this? Feel free to leave a comment when the video's done. Should I be looking at this? There's a 13 bottom. Everyone gives up. And now, I don't know. It could be starting again. I don't want to be, I can't be a Solana maximalist and a meme coin maximalist at the same time. But I think you got to start looking at these things as the future of money. Okay. Chainlink weekly. Now, folks, look, I covered Chainlink. DeFi is exploding. Nobody wanted Chainlink at 10. Everybody wanted it at 38. Why don't we settle, right, to unwind the give up trade at 25, right? Is FTT dead? You know what? I would say no, but I haven't looked at the chart yet. So FTT on a weekly chart is making kind of a rounding bottom. So that's not very exciting. I won't lie. Okay. But, again, it gets to resistance at 52, right? The DeMark work is hard to read, right? Everybody sells and then the buyers bring it back. So if they take it through 52, it's not dead. It's not dead. It's just that if you have a bull move, right? If we went Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then Solana, then this is going to trickle down a little bit, right? And then it'll start over again. Then it'll be Bitcoin with the God candle like April 5th or something like that. And then, if the war doesn't stop risk assets, then crypto is the future of money in tech, period. People came up to me at this party in LA and do you understand crypto? I'm like, yes. Or they're like, I don't understand crypto and I don't know how I'm ever going to get it. I'm like, well, there's the future of money. That's Bitcoin, etc. Right? People need different money, not run by governments. Is that a hard sell these days? And then there's the future of technology, right? So Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Microsoft is now near Solana, Avalanche, Ethereum, right? Phantom, Zilliqa, who would know, right? Everyone's buying Sandbox for the metaverse. You got a 4X in Zilliqa, right? It comes out of nowhere, right? So FTX token, right? There's resistance at 54. This is the 4-hour chart, okay? Now, it may be tough to see, but I'll change it just for this one, right? So FTX goes from, everybody gave up, no one cares, from 38 to 54. That was the 3 wave. Then there's a decline. That's the 4 wave, right? And then there should be a 5 wave. Now, where is the 5 wave going to go to? I don't know. Let's see what I can get on this. Because you know what? I think this token matters for the overall market. So I'm going to try to take a little bit of time here and see what I can get off this. Okay. So the big support was actually at 32, and I don't know where resistance is, to be honest. Okay. I can't draw any resistance by 15. Now, Cardano Nation wants some love. Let's give Cardano Nation some love. Because guess what? If Solana's taken off, I don't see why Cardano can't also participate, right? Cardano did its God candle last week, right? And, you know, it does nothing. But again, Cardano on a weekly chart, okay? This was the BitBoy 3-wave from 9 cents to the high at 310. And then guess what this was? The decline was the 4-wave. Okay? So when you have a 4-wave, right, the key is to recover back above the 62% retracement. The 62% retracement is $1.25. So if you look at Cardano on a weekly chart, so for our social media guys, this is the Cardano price prediction. So when you have a big 3-wave BitBoy rally, right, then it comes off, and then Cardano stops everyone out. Let's count them up, right? Cardano stopped everybody out below the 62% retracement for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. 12 weeks of flushing everybody out of Cardano. So if you have a 3-wave and then a 4-wave and it gets above $1.25 on a weekly closing basis, let me say that again, a weekly closing basis. So you want to get above 125 on a Sunday night, close there, right? See if you get it for a second week, just for confirmation. And then you can start talking about Cardano making a new high, not because you're a moon boy, but because the Elliott wave shows it's possible. Period. So, you know, Cardano Nation can get busy. I want to see if I can find the magnet price in Cardano. Computer is not cooperating. I just want to see if there's a level in Cardano that validates what the Elliott wave is saying. But I can't get to it. Bottom line is, if it's above $1.25, it can go up. Okay, Decentraland. Okay, so again, they rally it, it comes off. It goes down, they bring it back. Awful, right? But net, what's happened over the last couple days? Nothing. Nothing. Except they stopped everyone out. They stopped the shorts out, they stopped the longs out. If Decentraland is above 264, then you got to say, all right, go to the computer, look up NFT New York, right? You don't want to be not involved in the metaverse in front of these big NFT conferences, because to be honest with you, the metaverse presentations and the metaverse conversations, right, where I'm hearing fashion companies setting up stores in the metaverse, selling NFTs that want to translate into physically delivered goods that have QR codes that give you information about the artist and somehow help the artist get paid off the sale of the NFTs. So instead of big clothing companies winning, the artist wins. The person who created it gets the money instead of the person who created it getting effed. The store is in Decentraland. I heard a presentation, right? It's on our YouTube channel. Like it's like Crypto Fashion DAO, right? You know, somebody, the person who was involved in it said, pointed at a person and said, please stand up. And they said, this is the first crypto supermodel. She was wearing one of these nice blazers with a picture of the artist painted on the back and a QR code on the side of the jacket. This store is in Decentraland. So Decentraland is sitting on a moving average at, I don't know, like 260, 270. And it shows DeMark work that could pop. Okay, SNX I did, right? A lot of upside there. You know, I know that's obvious after today. Appreciate the love from Oklahoma. All right. We got to get XRP in there. So for our social media guys, this is the XRP price prediction. Okay, so on a weekly basis, it's this simple. XRP has got to get above 93 cents, right? Everybody keeps selling XRP at 93 cents. They bought it on top of this moving average back in July of last year, and now they're selling it every time it goes above that. So if XRP closes a week above 93 cents, then I think you can get excited, right? Now, in XRP, on a daily chart, it looks a little bit better. So you get your 9 top, right? You get this wild spike. Everybody FOMOs in. Then everybody gets stopped out. So everyone in, 9. Retracement, as the theory states. And then if buyers come back in, you have a shot at this thing turning around and going up. But people have not been willing to pay higher prices in XRP. That's just a chart fact, right? So if the future of money is XRP, you will know that by people being willing to pay higher prices. Okay, LRC. Somebody patiently waiting for LRC. Okay, so $1.49 is the possible upside target on the daily chart. On the 4-hour chart, I would imagine we're looking at the same type of thing that we've been looking at, right? Not exactly a 13 top, but close. So it looks like what's going to happen is it's got a shot maybe at, I don't know, $1.37 again, and then it's going to come off again. And then if buyers buy it, then I think you can get busy. Okay? Then I think you can get busy. But this has probably got more work to do, right? If it's going to have like the big up move, which is okay, right? If something's got a coil, it's all right. It's all right. Okay, spell. Okay, sideways, but well supported on this dip. So that's encouraging. Okay, on a daily chart, it's pretty simple. Everybody is selling at 0.0045. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days where everybody is selling at this level, at this DeMark level at 0.0045. 7. So if they take that out, right, or if they just take out this moving average, right, buyers have to overwhelm sellers at the big point. Okay. Okay, somebody asking for Sol. Okay, so we did some work on this already, I see. Okay, no, that's the wrong Sol. That's Solana. We already covered that, right? Okay, Phantasm. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so this seems constructive. Let's do a redraw on this. Okay, for Sol, I would say the key level is $1.26. So if Sol is able to get above $1.26, then you're looking at either $1.39 or $1.64. This is a 4-hour chart. All right. Strength in this market begets strength. Now I know we have an ICP guy that's regularly on the stream. So let me get ICP done. Okay, so ICP hits support at 19.99 and bounces. So ICP is trapped between, say, 25 and 19.99, but with ICP, it's got this long, big base on the daily chart. Sometimes the bigger the base, the higher in the space, but you need the catalyst. You need the catalyst. Okay, if you get it, you'll know because it'll take out 25. All right. But if you believed in this, right, it's actually acting because it acts okay, because it's above the old high in early March at 2077. So this is doing all the right things. All the right things. Now, somebody was asking for the DeMark work on Avalanche. We covered it on Token Metrics. Okay, Avalanche, it's pretty simple. The support was around 94, right? And we did this whole song and dance here because that was the prior high from February, right? It was also the high from January. Okay, so there's a volatility sort of warning sign here. This can go either way. I think this is teacup and handle if 95 holds in Avalanche 126. In other words, I can't be talking about 200 in Solana or 300 in Solana and be bearish Avalanche at 95 cents. That period. Okay. Aave. I mean, these guys got their tokenomics together, obviously, right? This is the daily chart, volatility warning. Looks like a top, right, wrong. Takes out resistance at 236, right? Takes out a prior high, okay? And then if we go to the weekly chart, if big players are coming into DeFi, what's going to stop this thing? Like what's going to stop this thing? No one owns it. No one likes it. I can't really find resistance except maybe this moving average, which seems to be at 288. So if you look at a weekly chart of Aave, right, you're probably looking at 288. Let's look at the daily chart, and then I got to wrap it up. Okay, again, the daily chart of Aave. I mean, the previous fourth wave. So in Elliott wave terms, I mean, it's like this has been like a proverbial technical analysis textbook today. Okay, frequently when you have a reversal or even a correction, right, you get a move back to the previous fourth wave, which in English I call the start of the give up trade. The start of the give up trade was in December in Aave at 296. So I would think the minimum you're going to get out of this is 296. And if it takes out 296.79, even by a tick, in theory, even if there's a dip afterwards, the downtrend in Aave is officially over and it's going the other way. So if you go to like the monthly chart, because we just had the monthly close, I know there's not a lot of price action here, but there's like a moving average at 282 and not much else. So if this is like wave one and that's wave two, can you imagine what happens if Aave just explodes? Like, where's ETH going to be? Probably a new high. Where's Solana? Where's all this stuff that everybody doesn't want to trade anymore? All right, people, that is it for today and this week, right? Stick a fork in me. I am done. Now, let's go over the weekend plan, right? Putin likes to try to wreck the equity market on Sunday night. Most likely, alts are going to rally, right? Bitcoin will sit still, and the big alts can rally, right? Up until April 5th. And then I suspect we're looking at a God candle in Bitcoin. Not sure what that means for small alts, but I would imagine that takes the rest of the market with it. And that could ignite a positive 2 months in crypto, right? Because as risk assets, I mean, you can't buy bonds, right? Stocks are overvalued. So what are you going to buy? Well, you're going to buy a destroyed crypto market until crypto goes back to either new highs or, at least something normal like 56K in Bitcoin, to where, crypto retraces to where everything else is. So if equities don't go down, crypto's got to catch up. And that's it. That is it, right? This is the Solana Maximalist Market Update. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the new people. Please stay. Turn on the alerts button. Don't miss a damn thing we have to say, right? And hit the like button. All right, people. That's it for today. I'm your host, Bill Noble. Monday.